we're going to begin this painting, I am taking some water and some brown paint, and I'm going to thin this brown paint quite a bit. You want more water than paint. So this beginning here is a little too dark. You really want it to be light, 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 right about there in the middle. That's what we want. We're staining the paper. This is so we don't have the stark white underneath our painting when we begin painting. So I'm using a paper towel here to kind of wipe off some of the excess, and there it is. Now the paper has dried and I'm using my reference photo. I printed mine out. You can use yours on your iPad, and I am sketching my object. So I posterize this image so I can tell where the dark parts are, where the light parts are, where the medium parts are, and I'm literally going to begin like drawing those shapes, and it becomes almost like a paint by number. You just have to paint in the shapes that you're drawing. So it looks a little funny here, but it comes to life once the color comes on. Now I have used a little sketch here to help guide me. I've labeled where I'm going to show a tint, a shade, and a tone. I didn't label every single thing. I thought that was a little excessive, so some decisions I'm going to make directly on the paper with the paint. But this helped me so much. I used that to create the painting. So now I'm going to begin painting. I like to start with looking at what is your lightest part of the painting and what is your darkest part of the painting. So you can tell I am beginning with my darkest areas, so some of these reflections in this glass of water. So my dark, I'm using a shade, my color plus black, and now I'm moving on to the lightest areas of the painting with tints, the color plus white. Notice there's barely any color involved there. It is mainly mostly white. Now, after I get my darks and my lights, now I go in for those mediums. So I'm finding like maybe a darker of a tint. So what I'm painting right now is definitely a tint. It's just a little darker than the lightest one. So I'm finding all these varieties here. And I'm extending that blue color into multiple different types of blue. I'm using a relatively small brush for my painting to be able to get into all of these shapes. It's helping me with my control. And now I'm just layering on final little detailed stuff. And what I've created here is a monochromatic painting so far. It's all tones of blue. But now I'm going to change it up. I'm going to use color harmony for the background. So for the background here, I chose to go for a triad color harmony. So that means I'm creating a triangle on the color wheel. And I chose red, yellow, and blue. But I did not choose pure red and pure yellow, right? Or even pure blue. I extended them. My yellow in the background is a tone, as well as my red underneath the surface. That is also a tone, so I mixed with gray. Now you can tell some of the gray had more white in it to appear lighter, such as that pinky tone on the table surface that the cup is sitting on, and some of my tones had more of the gray with more black to appear a little darker. So I chose tones just to dull out the background. I didn't want it too vibrant. Nonetheless, I've created a beautiful painting showing all tints, shades, and tones all together.